I've played RuneScape for 14 years, thereabouts. And in those 14 years, there's one thing I regret. I regret that I've never been on the cutting edge of any kind of gear or PVM. I've always liked PVM. It's always interested me. It's always fascinated me. It's always been fun. It's always been fun when I go do it with friends, solo, whatever. I've always enjoyed it. But I've never been on the cutting edge of it. I've always been too invested in skills, trying to max out the account or trying to do something else or trying to get quests or whatever. I've always been trying to do something else rather than, well, trying to grind out money to get PVM related items. Well, the goal of this series is to change that. Oblivion PVM has a very, very wealthy gear check, including a scythe and a T-bow, which alone is like 2.8 bill, amongst a bunch of other things which I'll have up on the screen. So not only will I have to make a ton of money, but I'll also have to learn something that I've never done before, the Inferno. I've never done the Inferno and I have very little PVM experience. Not only do I have to know the Inferno, but there's a requirement that's not posted on the gear check that I have on the screen right now, but they used to have it as a requirement. Eventually you had to hit the point where you hit a sub 85-minute Inferno. And for me, I'm still going to treat that as a requirement. I want to hit a sub 85 Inferno. It is probably one of the most challenging PVM bits of content there are. And so if I can master it to the point where I can get below 85 minutes, I will be very happy and consider this series a success. That is going to be basically the final goal. Not only do I need to have all this gear, but I also have to be able to hit a sub 85. That is the goal for this series. Be on the cutting edge, learn how to PVM, and learn how to be good at PVM. This is the road to Oblivion. This is my checklist. This is how we're going to get there. Hopefully you guys will join me on this journey. So, welcome to episode 0 of Road to Oblivion. As you guys are already aware of from the intro, what the goals are for this series, I thought it would be a good idea to kind of show you guys where we're starting off at. To preface this, when I was maxing, I did not do a whole lot of PVM. As you're going to see, there is a lot of bosses that have, single digit, double digit KC, not a whole lot of unique drops. Any of the PVMing I did do was before the collection log was even into the game. So there's a lot of stuff in here that hasn't been done. So first, let's look at all the KCs we're at. So I'm going to not really be talking about the Slayer bosses all that much because I don't really plan on doing Slayer. I mainly just plan on staying to PVM in general. The only one I might consider doing is Alchemical Hydra because it is pretty good money. So let's start with Barrows, and I've done 355 of those. See, I did a lot of Barrows before it even got implemented into the game, so I definitely have not done 355 Barrows chests and gotten no items. Okay, that's just false. Callisto, I've killed 1, which was for the diary. Serb, which we'll skip, but I'm pretty happy with that. Chaos Elemental, I've killed 1, probably won't do that. Fnatic, Zilliana, I've killed 5, so not a whole lot of her. Corp, I've killed none. Dag Kings, I've killed 189, so that's actually a pretty decent one, but a lot of that was from solo Rex. I have not done a whole lot of just like solo trio. Fight Caves, 39. Bandos, 108. I've definitely had a Tacit drop, but again, that was before the collection log. Giant Mole, I've had 4. Grotesque Guardian, 0. The Inferno, obviously 0. That is going to be one of the goals in this account. I guess I should talk about this now since I'm right on it. The goal for this account right now will be to get a T-bow. That'll be the first goal. And then we will do a small T-bow rebuild to get all the gear required for the Inferno. And then I will do the Inferno before progressing anything forward. So basically, once I have enough money for all the gear that I want for the Inferno, excluding Annihilation, I'm going to do it with a Crystal Shield instead. Once I have all the money for the gear, I will then halt all PVM and just solely focus on grinding out the Inferno. Then when the Inferno is done, I will then sell the T-bow and buy a scythe and then start doing Theater of Blood. That is kind of the transition I'm looking at for the immediate goals in this series. So yeah, the Inferno will be one of the first main priorities of this series. Call Fight Queen, I've killed 111. KBD, I've killed 106. I've done 1,000 Kraken. Wow. Kriara, I've killed 1, which was for the diary. Krill, I've killed 33. Scorpia, I've killed like 1. Scotizo, 36, which I still have some that I can do. Thermi, I've killed 1. Venenatus, I've killed 1. Vedion, I've killed 1. Vorkath, I've killed 104. And Zora, I've killed 751. So that Oh, and I guess I show the raids KC. I've done 5 Cox and 0 TOVs. So that is where we're standing at when it comes to PVM KC. Next thing we're going to look at is what do we have in the bank. So let me deposit this into the bank. So right now the bank is sitting at 568 mil. T-Bow right now is about double that. So I'm going to need to make double my cash stack basically to buy a T-Bow and then basically get the money that I need for the rest of it. So let's look at what all we've got. So we've got the 77 mil right here, which is like, I don't know, it's a good cash stack. I'm holding off on that because I need to see if I can get a Cox group together. And if I can, then I will sell my Tacits and get a Dragon Hunter Lance because that is an insanely good weapon on melee hand. So that is really the only thing here besides my pets, obviously my max capes and their variations. So now we move on to the gear tab, which is where, as you can see, is where most of the money is. So I have Tacits. I'm looking at upgrading the ARMs into Ancestral, but I think the Dragon Hunter Lance is a better addition for Chambers of Xeric, so I'll be holding off on that. I've got full Arma. I've got my Majorina Cape 2 and my Assembler here. I have an Avernic because I bought it because I was dumb. I shouldn't have bought that. I should have used it for something else, but whatever. It's besides the point. I've got the Torture. I'm going to try not to sell my Zenites at all. I don't really think I should. I got a Dragon Crossbow. Pegasians I bought recently when I sold all my stuff from maxing. What else did I buy recently? This is all pretty similar to what I had. I sold a lot of my darts because I realized with the Assembler, I only lose like 20% of them, or I only have like a 20% chance of losing it every shot, so I don't need to have like 100,000 of them. I just filled up my blowpipe to being completely full on scales, full on darts, and then I have like basically another 16k to refill it. I have Toxic Trident, which is full as well. Ferocious Gloves. I went ahead and bought an Ancestral Hat because it's cheap and it gives you 2% magic boost, so it's good. Dragon Warhammer, very happy to have that. I have the Ring of Suffering and the Tormentor Bracelet, which I did not have before. And those are really the big ticket items I bought. I'm going to go finish off. I have one task left for the Zaya Achievement Diaries, so I'm going to go finish that off. I had to cook one anglerfish, but I was doing the Zaya Diaries like right before I maxed, and if you didn't know, I had like 190 experience left in cooking left to max, so I couldn't cook a anglerfish because it would have got me 99. So I'm going to go and finish off the Zaya Diaries so I can go ahead and get the Goddess Blessing 4 for best in slot prayer. Rune tab, got a decent amount of runes here. I don't really think I'll need to buy a whole lot at the moment. If you can see my rune pouch, I've got 16,000 lavas, almost 6,000 deaths, and almost 11,000 astrals. So I'm not too worried about that. Obviously, I'll buy them as I need to. Got 10 mil in the skilling tab, which I don't know where it comes from. I think it might actually come from like this, but I need to see like where this 10 mil is coming from because I've got no. Do these jugs of water? There's no way these jugs of water. No, they're like 300k though. Yeah, I need to figure out where there's 10 mil in here. Maybe it's this. I need to buy more super restores and prayer potions. I still got like a ton of bastions, so I'm not too worried about that. Super combats I'm running a little bit low on. Ranging I'm fine. I have the imbued heart obviously, so I don't need to worry about any of like magic boosting. Jewelry, not a lot. I sold my Fury because I didn't really need it anymore. Farming tab, there's not a whole lot in here. And then this is the premier, or like the majority of the money here is made up by the ZGS for clues, which I may sell if I need to. Cosmetic tab, nothing here. And then this is the loot tab that I've started so far. I was doing some Zora pre-max because I was basically ready to max like 2 days before the actual party. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go grind out some Zora. So this is the loot from like 51 Zora or so, minus the scales, minus the battle saves. That's obviously from like daily battle stabs as well as just normal drops. And the scales I had some left over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and sell all of this so we can start fresh, and then we will work from there. All right, so as you can see in my inventory and by the bank, I went ahead and sold the tab, and then I used whatever money I got from it to just buy a bunch of supplies. So now my potions should be a little bit more stocked, which is a very nice thing to see. Bought 200 more of these, 200 more of these, and I bought 100 more of these. These are really used for Zolbra, so they're nice to have. And then I went ahead and also bought 1,000 Manta Rays because they're relatively cheap and they heal for 22, so a little bit better than Sharks, so I have both of them now. And so now this is what the bank is looking like. I'll just skip to like the main, I'll just scroll through it, whatever. Yeah. this is what we will be starting off with. And then hopefully by the end of the series, this bank will be like almost 10 times how much it is right now. So it's going to be a long road ahead of us, but I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you guys are going to enjoy it as well. So with that being said, let's go and finish off the last Zaya achievement, and then we can hop into the bossing now. You know, I forgot I didn't have cooking gauntlets, and I was afraid that I was going to burn this, but then I remembered I have the max cape, so this won't actually burn. All right, so use this on the range, and there we go. Congratulations, you've completed all the elite tasks for the Karen and Kebos area. Speak to at least outside Karen Castle to claim your reward. So let's move on over there. All right, so let's talk to Elise. I guess we have to talk through all of them. So there's number 2, there's number 3, and finally there is number 4. So what are the rewards for this? So the rewards for the Blessing 4s, we get unlimited teleports to Mount Carilum, as well as having the unlimited teleports to the Lowlands. We also have an 8% chance to catch 2 fish at once when equipped, and an additional +1 prayer bonus given by the Blessing, so it gives us +2 prayer bonus. There's also, we now have all of our antique lamps as well. I get 20 Slayer points from using Konar, 10% reduced burn chance at the city kitchens, but I have the max cape, so it doesn't matter. 80 free dynamite a day from Theris, which is actually a pretty good moneymaker from how expensive dynamite has gotten. Protection from the burn effect and Carilum Slayer dungeon without boots of stone, brimstone, or granite boots, and an additional 10% blood runes from blood rune crafting. So overall, some pretty good rewards. The main thing is definitely the +2 prayer bonus, because this now becomes the best in slot prayer bonus, the best in slot blessing, because let's take this off. Because it gives us +2 over any other blessing, which is +1. So nice to have. I'm going to go ahead and dump all of these onto probably agility. Yeah, I'm going to dump all these onto agility. So 50,000, 1,000, I think. 2,500. I think this one's 5,000. Okay, I'm just wrong. I'm just wrong in general. Okay, there we go. So there is a quick, I don't even know how much. Yeah, look at that. 4.5 million agility experience an hour. Yeah, you know, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I think that is all the stuff that we need to be ready to go to actually start bossing now. I don't think there's anything else I have that I need to get done. Let me make sure I don't have any clue scrolls or anything that I need. I think I have a beginner one in here from woodcutting, but I don't think I have any other ones in here. So let's just take a look. Clue. Yeah, I have a beginner. Okay, let's just check and make sure I don't have anything else I need to do to get done. I don't think I do. Okay, so that is the introduction to the series. So that means, let me get the gear out really quick. Okay, so we are now ready to start bossing. We are now ready to start off with Zora. We will be heading back to Zora, and that's what we will be doing to initially start off the series. So as you can see, I am fully ready. I've got all my mage gear on. I've got my, imbued max cape now. Have my assembler max cape. I actually look like I play the game now. So that's all I have. So in the next video, we will be starting off Zora, and I'll be coming back letting you guys know how it's going and what kind of loots I am getting from that. Possibly also getting into some Chambers of Xeric as well with some friends and trying to learn that as well. My goal for Chambers of Xeric will be to learn how to do it solo, so how to do 4-1 head running, all of that fun stuff. So there's a lot of stuff for me to learn in this series, so I hope you guys will stay with me. And if you want to see more, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like the video if you enjoyed it, and I will catch you guys in the next video.